We still have a little bit of morning left for 6 more minutes. Now I understand the pizza is on order.
Yep.
Louise ordered 1, so we're going to cut it up real small when it gets here. Well, I appreciate everybody being here, and I know some of you are here that didn't have class today for the kickoff of what we're calling our Endowed Chair campaign. Janet and I are real excited. And Janet's sick today, just to let everybody know. So she's a little under the weather and she's not here. So actually at 11:45, she's at the doctor, hopefully getting an antibiotic and going to feel better real soon. But she's sorry she can't be here. But I got to tell you, we're at about 275 days since the Sierra Group, our foundation, kind of took control of the daily operations of the Academy. And it's been real exciting.
It's been that long, right?
It has been that long. Believe it or not, it was July 5th last year that we started our first day of classes here. And it's been a real exciting time. And in that time, we've done a few things and focused on areas that we felt needed to be focused on first. The first was we redid a lot of the curriculums. And I know that's not a sexy and exciting thing, but it was a thing that we think needed to happen. We started making the classes a little bit more focused and a little bit more detailed and giving a little bit more kind of practice work that was more relevant to everybody in all the classes, because the primary reason we're all here is to ultimately finish the curriculum, have the skills, get out and get a job, and the best way to do that is to make sure that the education, the interaction in the classroom, works as effectively as possible. The second thing we started to do was we started to upgrade some of the equipment. Chris helped us buy probably about 60 new LiveScribe pens. I don't know that there's anybody here who's not touched, used, or has now a LiveScribe pen. One hand goes up and you're the... A couple of you haven't used LiveScribe pens?
I have.
You have? All right, well this is good, because I can tell you, we bought a lot of them. And so we started buying technology. We've upgraded a lot of the technology. Classrooms 1 and 3 have now brand new technology in them. And it's part of our plan that hopefully by Christmas time we could even take Classroom 2, which is the big room, and upgrade all that technology. So I've been putting my pennies in a bank trying to make that happen. The other thing that we're now focusing on is now some of the tools of learning. So we've done some of the technology, we've done some of the curriculum, and I was talking to somebody the other day, because for like the 50th time in a month, I sat down to conduct an assessment, do an evaluation with somebody, and as I sat in the chair to do the assessment, I felt my big butt sinking slowly to the ground.
Oh, you got that too.
And I'm like, well, maybe it's just me, because, you know, again, I have the physique of a jockey, you know. It's like a swimmer's body is what I always refer to myself as.
Is that right?
Right. Kind of like Orca, you know, a swimmer's body. But then I started to see somebody else who's a little bit more petite than I am do the same thing, sink to the ground. And I'm like, you know something, we've got to replace these chairs. And actually, Janet and I were here the day the Academy opened, back in the old building in Delaware Avenue, and I can tell you, I can point to about 5 or 6 chairs that are here still, and Greg, you know, because you were here from the very beginning, that are still the original chairs that we had at 1341 North Delaware Avenue. So we have a few chairs that have been 10 years old, and when I think about the number of what I call butt hours those chairs have seen, it is staggering to me. And so we started to realize we need to upgrade the chairs. And as I said something, and this is a testament to, I think, how you guys operate and how we've come together as a community. I forget who I was talking to, but Tom, it was actually Tom, and I said, man, these chairs really suck. And his response is, they do, but we didn't want to say anything because we knew you guys had your hands full. And it was at that moment that I sat down with Janet and Emily, and I said, you know, we're going to call some of our friends, and some of our friends have some pretty decent resources, and they have abundance. And so we said, you know what? We're going to hit them up. I have never been in a position, I've not had a job, and this is the first time doing this as our nonprofit, where I feel okay going to the people I know and saying, you need to give me some money. That's not part of my lexicon, but I'll tell you, I've started to add that to it, because I'm like, we need new chairs. And, you know, Tom, who helps keeps the chairs in shape with John and Chris, I know just getting the casters and the wheels and some of the arm braces, all the repairs that have to go into them, we need about $200 per chair to do this right. So what we've done is we put together a campaign where Daryl was nice enough to lend us his image, but it's called the We Need You to Endow a Chair at the Academy campaign. And we're asking some of our friends and sponsors for $200 each to endow up to 70 chairs. We're trying to raise $14,000. And Emily, I don't know if that letter has gone out to Jeff yet.
It has.
It has? We have a buddy between him and a couple other kind of anonymous donors. We've already got commitments for $6,000.
All right.
I was telling John this morning that my parents were in town this weekend and they were feeling guilty. I always say, you know, if you love me, you'll give me money. So my dad always says, is there anything I can do? And I'm like, yeah, give me money. And he goes, no, is there anything else I can do? I'm like, yeah, give me money. So I said, instead of giving me money, what I'm going to want you to do is I'm going to want you to help out with some chairs. And I asked Seth to go to some of the folks he knows. And some of the leadership team here, we're going to go to some of the people we know and some of the business owners that we know, and we're going to hit them up. And the reason I wanted you guys to come together is because we all share in this. All of us have butts, all of us sit in the chairs, and we all are part of this process. So we wanted to do a kickoff luncheon, where we're going to have some food pretty soon. And we're really going to celebrate as a community. This impacts us all. And the other thing we're going to do as a community is all the chairs that we do have that still have some life in them, we're going to create photos of those chairs, and we're going to go to other smaller nonprofits, and we're going to say, maybe you need these tools. So we're going to take what we have of any value, and we're going to say, maybe you need this. And in two ways, that's going to help us. You know, some of you guys that really want to get some updated publisher skills, this is going to be a good chance to take some photos, write some descriptions, put together a brochure, knock on some doors, do some what I'll call cold calling, but very low risk cold calling, where you can then meet some small nonprofits. And in meeting them, it gives you the chance to do your 30-second pitch as to who you are, and if it works out, you leave them with a few chairs. If we're going to help somebody, we might as well meet somebody. So we're going to try this whole process of trying to get more resources that we need, taking what we have that we've been kind of blessed with and gifted with, and trying to recycle that to be of benefit to other people. In doing so, what we're also going to do today a little bit is we're going to do some impromptu videos. I might tap you on the shoulder at some point and bring you back into classroom 4. I set up kind of a backdrop with a stationary camera. And I'm going to ask you to do something basic if you're okay with this. We're starting this campaign called Endowing a Chair, but the whole concept is, in this chair I will learn. When Janet and I sat back and we thought about, because we've been involved with the Academy even before we kind of took ownership of it from day one, how many hours of learning have happened in the chair, and how many lives have been changed here in this program? I see it, but only peripherally. Janet's been here every day, and I know all you guys are here all the day, so you know the stories, how life changes. And again, this is where I'll give credit to Louise. Louise tells me things like who has what need, where people are, who has what celebration, and it really does kind of create this community. And I start to realize the hundreds and thousands of hours that have literally been spent in these chairs, and I want to create a small video vignette with some of you guys, and if you want to volunteer, just see me after this, where it starts with, hi, my name is, and in this chair I have learned, and in this chair I will learn, and just tell your story. Here's what I hope to accomplish, here's where I hope to be, here are the dreams I have. One of the things that Janet and I want to be really careful with, and I can say this kind of as a community, is we want to make this program always about what everybody needs individually and not about what the program needs. And the best way to focus on that right now is to really kind of hear your stories. The stories then, because we can have them on videotape and we can tape these things, we can now link to our brand new, thanks to Emily, Facebook page. And the Facebook page is really important because it's one of the ways we want to outreach to our business friends and our referral agency friends and all the partners we have in the community to let them know who we are and what we do. And sometimes the best way to tell a story is not just with words, but with a little video. So Ray will be taking some pictures, Emily and I will be taking some pictures, we'll be doing some small videos. And then we're going to start to have a team that actually starts to update and maintain the Facebook site. And do you know why? Because that's a skill that businesses are actually now looking for. Social media is actually a thing that people care about. So getting involved with social media, we thought the best way to do it was not just to create a page, then to create content that we can put on that page so we can start showing everybody, here's how you link it, find new people, and promote it. You know, marketing is not a bad thing, right? I mean, think about what job search is. It's nothing but big marketing. It's nothing but then promoting yourself and saying, here are the values and beliefs and skills that I bring to the market. Where does this resonate with your needs? And that's what we're going to do with the program, with your needs, with the Academy, and you know, hopefully as we go out and take some of the resources that we don't have a use for anymore as we start getting new chairs and trying to find people that still have a need for it, that we can kind of partner with and help them too. So that's why we're here today. That's why we're doing this. That's why we're going to give lunch to everybody today, and that's what we're going to kind of try to do as we do these small video vignettes. as Janet and Emily and I were talking about this, I know Ray and Winna and Mary and a couple folks got together and started to say, what we really need is a school song. What we need is something that binds us as a community. And John and I were just joking about this, and one of the things that I know Emily and I talked about a little bit is Janet and I, for those of you who don't know this, are sufficiently corny in our personal lives where we actually know the songs for our colleges and routinely sing them. Like Janet and I come from a heart, none of us are blessed with good voices. Mine might be a little bit better than Janet's. Is this? Could you edit that part? I think the word that comes to mind is mellifluous, if that's really a word. But again, like, you know, having a song that binds us together, especially because we came from a graduation for our niece up in University of Massachusetts the other day, and I can tell you, when they sang their song, and as everybody was there, kind of bonded together in that graduation moment, we realized we don't celebrate completion as well as we should here, and we're going to change that. Right. And we don't celebrate community as well as we should, and we always try to change that. We try to always create this this community spirit, but we're going to start to do more things like that, because we were both moved at that ceremony. It was a small ceremony. About 85 kids in this one agricultural program graduated, and we're like, geez, there are about 85 of us all together. We can do this, and we can create that kind of community bond, and we can build on the folks that have gone on before us. And I'm like, geez, we've lost touch with so many people that have gone through this program, and we shouldn't do that. You know, we should stay more in touch, and we were thinking Facebook is going to be a way where we can connect and stay in touch, and so we're going to take whatever steps we need to do to get there. So with that as a very long preamble, very long preamble, what I want to do now is kind of invite the team up here with Winna and Ray. You're going to have to hand over the camera. I'm sorry. All right, you hold the camera. But we're going to invite the other team that was kind of Mary, wherever you are, that worked, there you are, that worked on the song, and I'm going to hand over the microphone and talk about, before you sing it, a cappella. But I want you to talk about how you came up with the words, and talk about the inspiration for it. You know, give a little bit of the story as to how it got from an idea to actually words on paper, and then we want to hear it. And I think by now everybody has a copy of what the words are, and if you don't, we'll share them around. There are a bunch of copies, so we'll make sure people can see these. And then we'll also listen to what I would call a funked out version that Ray has prepared for us on the CD. So Mary, I'm going to hand you the microphone and ask you to talk about this.
I'm getting them. I'm making them.
This song is a song that I learned in my church. Actually, it's a Japanese folk song, and I learned this song as a member. I'm a member of what's called the SGI, which is the Soka Gakkai Buddhist community, and this is how I learned the song. And I'd like to introduce Winna. Winna, you want to sing with me?
Well, before you do that, just read the words so everybody can clearly hear them.
Okay.
And we did this. We asked Mary to kind of write it, so she did do the writing by herself over the weekend. But then we spent some time in BBC revising it and coming up with a version that we're all happy with.
Okay, I'm going to just read the words. Everybody can get the words before Winna and I sing it a cappella. In this troubled time, steadily we climb. Our academy shows the way. We emerge with joy inside us, heroes of the modern day. And that's the first verse. And the chorus is, with confidence, arm in arm, onwards to success. Shining and blessed, will never stop, onward to success. And then the second verse is, with the academy we will stand, our noble missions here. Champions of wisdom and learning, onward to our future careers. And then you sing the chorus one more time. With confidence, arm in arm, onwards to success. Shining and blessed, will never stop, onward to success.
Ready.
Ready. You all right? Okay. Want to get closer so you can sing it to the mic? You have a your needle right? Okay.
Yes, you do, ma'am.
In this troubled time, steadily climb. Our academy shows the way. We emerge with joy inside us. Heroes of modern day. With confidence, arms in arms, onward to success. Shining and blessed, we'll never stop. Onward to success. With the academy, we will stand. Our noble missions here. Champions of wisdom and learning, on to our future career. With confidence, arm in arm, onward to success. Shining and blessed, we'll never stop. Onward to success.
Yeah, I think you can. And you know, part of that, and by the way, you guys are now on, you'll be on Facebook in about an hour and a half.
See, he did that.
Everybody better like that. Yeah, we're gonna play the musical version. We're gonna have some music when lunch arrives. So Greg has been kind enough to have some bring the stereo equipment and have some music for us. So when we're eating lunch, we'll have that. But you know, just again, the concept of onward to our future careers. I think that's what we're all here for, right? Yes. I mean, and I think that's the whole point of what not only drives us, but hopefully all the projects we're involved in. Earlier today, Emily and I had another conversation, because Emily and I apparently talk all the time, which is, as you're going through this program, the other thing I want to point out is when you think you need something different, or you think you're looking for a challenge, as Heidi came to me, and as Richard came to me, Dazugan, and as a couple folks every once in a while will come to me and say, I need some help. Come and say, I'm so serious about where I'm going in the future for my career, I need something. Maybe I need a special project, or I need a chance to do something a little bit more innovative or a little bit more challenging, or oh my God, why are you challenging me so much? Slow down. Whatever it is you need to make that stuff known. I mean, one of the things that I think we're really good at is having big ideas, you know, and then it's a matter of implementing it. You know, putting the photos together for the chairs, you know, getting involved because we're doing a fundraiser later this year for the marathon. And Emily, can you just talk very briefly about what that fundraiser is about and kind of what we're trying to do with it?
Sure. So everyone knows the Philadelphia Marathon, right? It takes place in November. I think it's the second Sunday of November every year. This year will be the 19th annual Philadelphia Marathon. And as a nonprofit organization, we were able to get involved, so we are one of the select charities that people can run, walk, or wheel on behalf of.
And that is select, only a few organizations.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how many are in it?
I think they've increased the number up to 10 this year.
So we're one of 10 nonprofits in the entire city.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly, and it's a huge opportunity for us to really get our name out there. You know, and also to raise some funds. But I think more importantly, it's a really good sense of community as we bring different people in from, you know, maybe outside the state, maybe just who are familiar with the program. It's a great opportunity to bring various people into the school to meet some of you and really to learn more about the program and what they can offer as volunteers, as mentors, and, you know, do their companies have any job opportunities?
So we're doing that to not only raise friends, because we're going to connect to businesses, but we think this is a great conduit to get corporate sponsors involved, because this is something that transcends our program. This is the Philadelphia Marathon. We know we're going to be able to reach into this. We also bought 26 spaces in the marathon.
Right.
Which means that we think between, we're going to do a t-shirt with sponsorship, like, you know, like NASCAR, we're going to sell patches on the shirt. But we think between all the different fundraising, our goal together is to raise about $36,000. But we also think it's going to cost about $10,000 to raise $36,000. So we think we're going to walk away with about $26,000. And if you know anything about marathons, as I clearly do, because I also have a runner's body, that's about $1,000 per mile. Because a marathon is 26 miles, and that's our goal. And the reason that's our goal is we think that's how much it's going to cost to get all new computers in room 2. So that's kind of what we're kind of really aiming. And Emily did a dry run with us last year, our first time doing it. And I think we raised almost $5,000 on that first run. So we feel pretty good. And now we're going to try to push it a little bit more and see if we can't do a little bit better. So that's kind of the update and the kickoff. This is why we're doing it. So I have some flyers up here, and I want you to take them. I don't want anybody to feel any pressure to do this. I just want everybody to be aware of what we're doing, okay? I know Student Council made a very generous offer that they were going to collectively sponsor a chair, and I think that is awesome. And we're going to do our part too and go to the friends and family members and kind of resources that we know and ask them to get involved to support us on this. But I wanted everybody to know what's going on, how important this is, and we're doing it for multiple reasons. We need chairs, first. I'm tired of having my butt sink to the floor. And second, we're going to use this as a way to connect to businesses and nonprofits to further strengthen our ability to help create careers for people. Because at the end of the day, I don't care what you know, it's who you know. You have to know stuff, but you also have to know people. And these are ways that we're going to connect to people. You know, it is, I believe, who you know. And we know a lot of people, and we're going to get to know more. And we think that's going to be the secret to our success. So everybody can go onward to their success and onward to their careers. So thank you very much. Mill around. The food will be here in a couple minutes. Greg will have some music playing, and then I'll start doing some one-on-ones. And you know, I know Ray's going to do some video vignettes for us as well, and just try to capture some of the passion and energy that is the Academy. One last note, one last brief note. This past week, we had the new liaison for OVR come in, a woman named Sharon David. So, you know, Jack, if many of you know from Philadelphia, has been the guy who's been the coordinator. So everybody knows Jack. And in fact, so much so that we don't even call them OVR meetings, we call them Jack meetings. So we're joking, like, hey, we have to have a Jack meeting. But Sharon was brand new to this process. So this was her first day. She was in last week, I think Monday of last week. And it was a marathon meeting. Some of you guys were involved in it where we sat in and we kind of did a little review. But it was a marathon meeting. But I can tell you, she walked away, I think, very impressed with the passion that was the student body. These are serious people doing serious things. And she left here full of that awareness. That these are people, you guys are folks that are radically trying to change your life and alter the trajectory to meet the success you're going for. And I want to just compliment all of you and thank you all. We did not let you know that somebody new was coming in, but you all were who you were. You were authentic and you were awesome, and I appreciate that because that goes a long way into helping the program be as successful as it can be. So thank you, and thank you all.